did this ourselves.
They're coming. It can't be.
Where is everyone?
All right, sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the false prophet. I'm eating an ice cream cone.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Also, fantastic is now fantastic.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew this.
I haven't heard this yet.
He's just going to pronounce
Fantastic?
it. Yeah, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Just
okay, yeah.
Yeah, drop the T.
Yeah.
Second syllable's ass.
Fant.
So
there's still a T.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But instead of like fantastic, it's fantastic.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh, I can hear myself in there. So bad. What kind of reprobate have I become? All right. This is really cool because you're gonna bookend the freaking event, man.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I got ice cream. I'm so happy right now.
Oh yeah. You didn't know I kept ice cream in here, did you?
No, you're not gonna get rid of me now. Just like every day, just like make sure.
You know what? I'm gonna join you because I haven't had one in a couple days.
No.
I didn't even have one yesterday because I was giving everybody ice cream sandwiches, and I didn't want to bring out the cones because I only had a handful of cones left. Mm-hmm. So I had plenty of ice cream sandwiches, but the cones are obviously like
superior.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have heard me talk about cones on the show before, and they came to full fruition this year. But
here it is. Cheers with our cones.
Cheers.
Try not to break
cheers.
off your your nuts there.
Don't break off my nuts.
So fun fact about this episode is we're literally watching Wasteland get torn down around us. I just watched Mickey Bang Bang of the Skullduggers pull out behind you. He's off into the dust.
Yeah. Guys, first off, let me start the show. Hey guys, this is Makeshift. You're listening to the Apocalypse Post. I lost my voice this weekend, and it's glorious. I finally have the Dave Dufour, Baron, Mickey Bang Bang, Tim Cottage, post-Wasteland voice. It took me 10 years to get here, but here I am. And guys, welcome to the show. So I've got Tim Cottage sitting with me right now. Tim Cottage of Attack, a.k.a. the False Prophet.
I thought you'd be sick of me by now, but here I am.
Yeah, here you are. Well, I was just thinking, like, it was so great that we're both hanging out. We're actually going to shoot a music video for Tim that we plan to do right after Wasteland stopped. Mm-hmm. So he's still here. I'm still here. We're both trying to avoid helping the teardown. And so...
Oh, speaking of, let me turn my radio off.
Oh, good idea. So we're just hanging out in my RV. It's got a big picture window that actually overlooks the sign and where the slammer was and a lot of tribes over my left shoulder.
Bits of the slammer are still there.
Yep.
I see they locked Aaliyah's cart in it again as soon as she turned her back.
The pranks, the shenanigans were off the wall this year.
They were fantastic. Yeah. Nonstop. Saw the helicopter making its round again, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm still recovering. I'm sorry.
I know, same. I'm like, we need to talk about a few of these stories because so much happened, but they all want to come out at one right now.
Yeah.
But let's start with the helicopter. We stole the helicopter.
Where'd you take it?
The Dukes of the Nuke got hired as mercs to steal the helicopter for someone else.
Okay.
They had us bring it over to Rust Devils right across the street, so not bad. But when we got there, the Rust Devils wouldn't pay up, so we just took it ourselves. We left our hired, the person who hired us high and dry, and we walked it all the way down to the Black Crows. Sorry about the flies; they've been coming in here this whole time.
Mine's been the same. My trailer is the same.
I don't know
flies
how.
this year.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah.
We'll get some once in a while on build crew and stuff because we have like a lot of food, a lot of beverages and stuff over there. You end up with puddles of water in the kitchen or whatever. Like we'll get flies once in a while, but this year it was weird. There were a lot of flies.
I kept leaving my door open, thinking they'd go out. More came in.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we brought it over to Black Crows, and we had the bounty poster. All right, so there was actually a bounty on the helicopter.
Oh my God, I love it.
Except we didn't read it because none of us are the smartest Duke. And we got it there. We hand out our bounty, and they're like, so this was supposed to go to somewhere else first, and then back here or something like that. Okay. It was a cool little mission. So then he didn't want to pay up the bounty, so we brought it back to our camp. Wait, did this happen in order? I forget. At some point, it was in our courtyard. We had a courtyard because we did the USO show. So it was sitting there, and we like boxed it in. We put a big stop sign in front of it. And then Mongo and Bacon walked over to Rust Devils to go and talk about, hey, we just stole the helicopter. And while they were over there, me and Hardass, another Duke, were kind of like watching and just reveling. This group of like 12 people came over and picked up the helicopter. And so Hardass jumps in. He's like, no, Mongo, Bacon, come back. They're taking it. And he's like, he's holding the nose of the helicopter while people are pushing it back. I went over and helped him. But then another like 10 people came over and they were stealing. So now it's 20 against 2. We're like, fuck it, you guys win. And then
take it.
And then Mongo walks back over. He didn't even know anything had happened. He was like, what happened? Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah, we I didn't have any helicopter stories this year. But in 2019, you know, Rachel's my right-hand man on build crew, and
yeah,
we still carry radios during the event. Especially because being a Main Street tribe at Wasteland, we see a lot of foot traffic, we see a lot of people coming and going, we see a lot of problems too, so we have an instant radio for security.
Yeah.
And we call security and medical, you know, at least once or twice a night. And usually it's just to be safe. Very rarely has it ever been like emergency.
Right.
But we hear on the radios that the car cruise in 2019, if I remember correctly, was a little weird. They took a different route.
You never know where it's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. And we heard a call on the radio where staff was wondering, where's the helicopter? Because they saw it was being carried around, and they're like, can we just keep them out of the way? Like, can they stop stealing it for 10 minutes while we get, 400 vehicles through?
Right.
So we go, okay, cool. And somebody else in my tribe comes up and goes, oh, Prophet, right after this radio call, I have a gift for you. I look at Rachel, and Rachel's just... because this one of our campmates kept saying, we're going to bring you the helicopter. And I'm like, I don't need the helicopter. I'm okay. Really, I'm fine. So finally it's, oh, my Prophet, we've brought you a gift. And I'm like, no. And Rachel's got that look on her face. She's just going to start stabbing people. And then around the corner comes the helicopter being carried by like 10 people, and our newest recruit on top of it. And she's got her hands up in the air as wild card, and she goes, oh, false prophet, I bring you a gift. I look at Rachel, and she still has that look. Yeah. And I'm just like, no, fuck it. Woo, I got a helicopter.
That's so great.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the helicopter, I don't think it stood still for more than a minute. Except when the Skullduggers had it, they actually lifted up the Mushroom Cloud Lounge and they brought it in to the structure.
I got a picture of that.
And they had it there overnight.
In the Mushroom Cloud Lounge, yeah.
That was actually, so I do the 3 hours in Wasteland videos where I just do long rolls. One of them is inside watching the helicopter and like people painting it and stuff.
Good, yeah. I remember just waltzing into the Mushroom Cloud Lounge at some point during the event, and there's a helicopter in the middle of the Mushroom Cloud Lounge.
It looks impossible.
Yeah, I was like, how did they get that in here? Well done.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Yeah, that was in play the whole week. So we did our relic. Well, not our relic. It was the White Crows relic from the former White Crows. They don't come to Wasteland anymore. Well, some of them do, just not as the White Crows. But we hung it up in our camp, and a lot of relics are just like hanging around camp, and they're just marked, and you can kind of just steal them when no one's looking. But I wanted to do a little bit different, so I double chained the thing, and we put a lock on it. Except the lock is a picking training lock. It's transparent, and so we sent them on a mission. When you are looking at the relic, if you looked around our mod station, which is where people come and like paint their guns and rust it up, there's sandpaper, there's markers, there's a bunch of weird bits, so you can like mod it like Fallout. If you looked at one of the drawers, it actually had the relic symbol on it. Open it up, there was a clue. It said something like, if you lose the key, see Lady at DXC, signed Grim. And so, what? You lost the key? All right, so now you walk over. It's right next door. You go to Lady at DXC, and she tells you something to the effect of, I know who can make you a key. No, I know who can make you lock picks and teach you how to pick locks. Go find the Fixer. Fixer's another big name here at Wasteland. And he's, again, right around the corner. So not a whole lot of walking, just a couple
right
stops.
There.
So, yeah, people were getting over to Fixer. He would make them lock picks on the spot and teach them how to pick a lock. Although he said a couple people forgot to ask, how do I pick locks? They took the picks and came back. And he's like, I'm the fixer. If you don't ask me, I'm not going to tell you, which is so Wasteland.
Yeah.
And so people came back, and they were trying to pick the locks. We were having a ball as the Dukes, like watching people try to pick it.
Yeah.
And, every now and then we would be like, hey, you're caught. You got to stop and come back. But most of the time, we went over and be like, hey, how's it going? Do you need any help? And so I went over one time, and this group from Canada, who I had kind of let them know that the relics were in play, they had gone through the mission. They had their lock picks, and they were trying. And I got there just in time for one of the guys to throw down the picks and say, these aren't working. I need new ones. And so I picked them up. I said, no, the picks are good. And I picked the lock in like 10 seconds because I got kind of good at this.
Yeah.
And I threw them back on the table. I said, the tools are fine. And I walked away.
Yeah.
But within 30 seconds, he had it again. And they were off to go find someone to bounty it off to.
Good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, like your guys' White Crow side quest. Your relic, your stealable relic.
Yeah.
I mean, you know this very well, but became an intimate problem for my camp. We have Sir Buttercup. He's a Knight of Undertown, and he got so frustrated trying to pick that lock.
I know it.
That he just unscrewed it and brought it back to camp. And he didn't tell us that part. He was just like, look, I got it. And we were like, well fucking done, man. Good job. He's like, yeah, I'm going to hang it up somewhere. Well, and then that somewhere was by his tent in like our backstage area.
Out of play?
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, and I didn't know all the rules. I didn't know anything about the game. I just knew this item was stealable at the end. I didn't know any of the rules. So the next morning, who walks into my camp but the beautiful, talented Mike Darling.
That's me.
And you're like, hey, your guy took our bird. And we're like, yeah, he did. And you're like, no, he broke it. He unscrewed the whole platform and ran away. He cheated. We were like, bro. And like, he immediately was like, kid, hand still in the cookie jar. It was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, you can't cheat, Buttercup.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, I was like, I want you to come back and do it.
Yeah.
And we gave him a couple clues, right?
Did
you look in the drawer?
Yeah, did you look in the drawer?
He did go through the mission.
Yeah.
And he was about to come back when someone else stole it right in front of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said he had a ton of fun. And I was like, we're going to do... Here's the thing. From this day forth, the Dukes of Nuke will always have a lockpick mission.
Yeah.
And we will teach you how to pick that lock.
Yeah.
Because it's a skill everyone should know.
Yeah, it's fun.
Not everyone.
Most people should
But
know.
most people should know.
Yeah.
If only to know that just putting a lock on something does not make it locked.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I totally encouraged him to come back. I saw him in the Tabernacle, which I want to ask you about in a minute. But I saw him in the Tabernacle. He said he had a ball, even though I kind of broke his spirit for a day.
Yeah, that's okay.
He said he had so much fun and he cannot wait to come back and do it right.
Yeah, exactly. And he even went over there for another attempt before it got stolen. Mm-hmm. He got his lockpicks, he got the whole thing, and he sat there. And like he walked away, and about 5 seconds went by. The rest of my camp, we all looked at each other. We're like, "Are we gonna go heckle him?" Yeah, we're gonna go heckle him. So we gave him a 10-second head start, and then we all got around him in a big circle, and we're like, "What's wrong? You having problems getting it in there?" Well, it's very delicate. Did you buy it dinner first? We were just being gross and giving him a hard time. And
yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of people were into it.
Yeah.
I believe that Grotch from the COC, the Cult of Cat Meat.
Yes.
She was the last one to break it.
Okay,
and
good.
It was great because it was during our USO show, which was a perfect distraction.
Yeah.
Maybe on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
All the Dukes are just right next to camp, not in camp.
Not
and
paying attention.
A bunch of people were there, and she had first crack at it. And so she got it out, and she booked it down Main Street with a bunch of people behind her. Like, she had to go. And
Yeah.
she made it over to Cockpit, I think.
Yeah.
Where she bountied it.
Good.
But I think she's taking it home, and she said, what do I do with it now? I was like, you keep it. And you bring it next time and put it back in play. Because that's what the relics are all about.
Yeah.
Especially from a defunct tribe.
Yeah, it has to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, they put a lot of heart and soul into making that crow. We're
Yeah.
just keeping it alive, if
Yeah.
only to mock them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Keep poking fun at them.
So the Tabernacle was beautiful.
Thank you. It was a rousing success. It took a lot more time to get it set up and going than I think we initially thought. Just it's a new, it was only a 10 by 20 room. But we had the faux brick panels, we had stained glass windows.
That was beautiful.
We had the hanging goddess. We called her Our Lady Osmium, which is the heaviest metal. Right?
Oh yeah. Heaviest metal.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then we did we built the bar, we had all the decorations, had to get the lighting just right. We spent a lot of time dialing things in.
Yeah.
And then we did a soft opening before the attack show on Friday night.
Oh, cool.
And we opened up the doors and let people come in if they have passes. And the night before, we had started handing out passes, so we brought 100.
And by the way, the pendant was beautiful.
Thank you.
Those were hand painted or something, right?
No, so it was enamel pins. They're keychains.
Yeah.
So we had enamel keychains made, and then
that's right.
We took the logo, the enamel keychain part off of the ring and put it onto a small little mini rosary. So that was the pass to get in.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. And everybody loved it. And we started handing them out on Thursday night. Within an hour, they were gone. Wow. Yeah, like it went quick. And it was a lot of first years. I was so excited because these people would just wander in. They'd see a crowd and we're blessing people. And so to get the Tabernacle pass, they usually come to me or they'd hit somebody else in the camp first and be like, what is this? And we're like, we're a church. We are the attack squad. We are the church of the false prophet and the Crimson King, and give them the whole spiel. And also our band is playing on Friday night. Please come watch us play. And they're like, well, how do we get into there? We're like, well, that's the Tabernacle, and you can't get in unless you're a member. So of course all these first years are like, I want to be a member. How do I do this? We're like, perfect, go talk to Tim. So they'd come over and be like, are you the false prophet? I'm like, I am, but I can see looking at you that you could expand your knowledge.
Nice.
Go to Sister Tyranny and she will help you. And Tyranny is one of our gals that had a whole bunch of homework to do. I don't know what she was having them read, but it started out with read 10 pages and summarize it and tell me what it's about. And it was literally her homework.
That's amazing.
But we were trying to do it a lot more rapid. So it came down to read these 2 paragraphs and then summarize it for me and we'll talk about it.
Right.
Oh, and then they'd come back to me and I go, you've expanded upon your knowledge, and the false prophet notices that, but we need to test your knowledge. So go over to Sister Breach and my partner Breach. Her and Wildcard were doing biblical trivia, and it was how many times did what's his name walk around the city before it fell?
Oh yeah,
and it was 7. So, so it started out with just little bits here and there. And once it got towards the end of 5 or 6 hard questions, and when the angels fell in love with humans, they would create an offspring. What was the name of that offspring? Stuff like that.
Cool.
And eventually it was, what's the difference between a cross and a crucifix? Right? Because some people were just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Just keep bringing them down.
Yeah. So then I'd say you've expanded on your knowledge and you've been tested, but I can still see your soul is unclean. Go see Brother Ted to confess your sins.
Nice.
So they go to Brother Ted, and Ted's just like, what do you want? I was like, I'm here to confess my sins. He's like, just tell me your worst one. So they'd have to just pick one, and every time he would respond, mediocre.
Nice.
And then he'd say, go to Sister Kara and tell her your desires. So we're sending them on this whole ring through the camp. And honestly, it takes 10 minutes to do the whole round. It's not long.
Okay, yeah. That's great, because it's not like a Wasteland-wide thing. It's
correct. It's all right. It's all right in the same building.
Yeah.
And then Buttercup was blessing people with BBR. And then they would come to me and say, I think I'm ready. And I go, yeah, you're ready. Sometimes, it would work out to where, they'd only see 1 or 2 of them as people are rotating.
Okay, yeah.
Or they'd get stuck with Bible study of having to read Tyranny's homework for 15 minutes. And then I'd be like, okay, you're good. You don't have to do the other things.
Yeah.
And I would say, okay, here's your pass. But you can't use it until you're a full-fledged member. And you're not a full-fledged member until you've done communion. So you must consume the body and blood of the false prophet.
Yeah.
And it was reduced fat Cheez-Its and hot Jägermeister. And they're like, this is what you're made of? Gross. I'm like, yeah, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Also, are you a doctor? I need help.
That's so great.
So all these first years got this super great experience. They get their little pass. And then Friday we did the soft opening and it flopped.
Oh, wow.
Nobody showed up. And we told people, when it gets dark on Friday, come by.
Yeah.
And nobody.
Yeah.
Nothing. We're like, oh no. We spent all this time building this thing and nobody's here. And we handed out all these passes. And we're like, okay, well, that's okay. And a couple of people had come by, didn't have passes, and we didn't want to be exclusionary. So we were like, you can bribe the doorman to get in.
Oh, totally.
And then they would, and we'd make a big deal about it. And it's just me sitting behind the bar with I got a clove cigarette or something, a gin and tonic, and I'm just like, welcome to the Tabernacle. And they're just like, what the fuck did I just barter to get into? This sucks. So when it came time for load up for the band, we hard close, close the curtains, put the blockade up. We went, played the show. Show went fantastic.
It was insane.
Thank you so much.
You guys were so good.
Man, I'm definitely sidetracking for this. Every show, there's going to be little issues that only we notice.
Of course.
And there's just always little hiccups, things you can or can't control, or
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes it's things that doesn't matter how much you practice. Like, you know, these little fuck ups are going to happen.
Yeah.
That show was so solid on our end. We were so happy with it.
Awesome.
And we had one encore left, and it was gonna be "Fuck You," because it's a song that everybody demands that we play. But the other guys in the band haven't been playing it as long as I have. But I've been playing that cover for 12 or 13 years
Right.
now. I'm done.
Oh, gotcha.
So we spent a lot of time practicing it and trying to get it. And it doesn't sound as good as the rest of the set.
Got it.
It's a big crowd participation song. But at that point, we had already played well over our allotted set time.
Oh, gotcha. It went by so fast.
It was so quick, yeah. And every time I turned around, because in the show, I turn around a lot and flirt with my drummer, Danny. I'm always turning around and giving him love eyes and winking at him, blowing him kisses.
He
and
deserves
stuff.
every bit of
Oh
it.
my God, like, he holds this band together. And every time I turn around and look at him, Jason Charles Miller was back there.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a good chat beforehand.
Yep.
And I could tell he was ready to play.
Nice.
Like, we had
Yeah.
already gone over Ravage. They were the performer coordinator, stage managing this year. They did a fantastic job, and I know that they had told everybody who needed to know that, you know, Attack's going to go over. They always go over a little bit.
Yeah.
But like Jason Charles Miller, we like him. We didn't want to piss him off any more than we probably already had.
Totally.
So I was just like, you know what? We get to the end of the set. We get to the end of What a Lovely Day, and it's the big outro, and we're
Yep.
smashing on that
Yep.
last note, and the fire cannons are going crazy, and everyone's losing their mind. And I thought, if we play "Fuck You," that's going to ruin this whole set.
It was a great closer.
Yeah, so, and at that point, that's why I said, you know, the last thing I said was, thank you for having us. That was our last song. We will not be playing an encore. They've already let us play way longer than they should have. And it was true. We went
Yeah.
about 15, 20 minutes over what the other bands did.
Got it.
So we were just like, let's just get out of here. We'll save it for next year, because next year is our 10-year anniversary on that stage.
That's right.
And we will play it next year.
Awesome.
So, but not this year.
Let me tell you, I saw a few Dukes of the Nuke in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't not. So
Yeah.
even with my camera in hand, I went to
saw
the mosh pit. It was so much fun. I was actually just looking at the footage earlier. Guys, on the YouTube, I'm going to drop the footage in, because I'm not going to drop this footage in. Just watch as you listen. But I got in there. You can kind of see me like hit this guy, hit that guy. And then the camera flips over because it's on the gimbal.
Oh, no.
And it does the rest of the time upside down, and it still looks magical.
Yes,
it's
good.
so cool.
Good.
And I got told by a couple of the other people, like, all the moshers were being super polite and like giving you a little bit of space. And I was kind of like, I didn't want the space, but that's kind
also,
of amazing.
yeah,
Like, where else would that happen?
Yeah, I don't know where mosh pit etiquette started. We might have to do a separate podcast on
Yeah.
that, because, you know, there's always somebody falls, you always stop, you pick them up, you don't step on anybody,
Mm-hmm. Right,
and
right.
you know, if somebody looks like they're not having a bad time, you get them out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mosh pit etiquette's so fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And when you're in a good mosh pit, like, you're not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Unless you trip or just accidental. I've been at some shows where people are like swinging their freaking arms around, like beer in one hand, and
You get the belligerent.
But you don't
drunks.
see that here.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just really here to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was just watching a Skulldugger trailer slowly pull off into the sunset behind you. We are in the middle of teardown.
Yeah, middle of teardown. The dust has been flying. It's actually calming down a little bit right now, which is great. Because, moving things around when the dust is in the air is kind of rough.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so to kind of get back on track.
Yeah.
We get off stage, we get everything offloaded, I get back to camp, and the tabernacle is packed wall to wall, front to back. It's just full of people. The Baron was bartending for me.
Awesome.
And my partner Breach was also kind of back there a little bit helping. And Ethan, Red Claw of the Mighty Tribe Skulldugger, was running Scrum, which is sausage gambling. And it's always first years that walk up to Ethan sitting there with a bowl of dice and a bunch of sausages. And like, what are you doing? He's like, you want some sausage? You got to gamble for it.
Awesome.
So then there's Coyote Canyon dollars flying in the bar, and they're rolling dice, and everyone's eating sausages. The Baron wanted some kind of costume to wear for the evening, and he had made one, but it turns out it was way too hot in there. It's
Okay.
it's a giant box.
Yeah.
So he had asked Rachel for an Attack t-shirt. and she runs our merch every year. And at the end of Wasteland, all of my merch is in order according to size. She has a log of how much she's sold, and it's the best.
Oh, she's so good at it too.
And we've had a T-shirt floating around our merch box for probably 5 or 6 years. And it's one of the original shirts that we made with plastic stencils that we sprayed bleach on.
Like the homemade ones.
The homemade merch, like attack shirts we used to sell. So those ones, though, this one in particular, it's got some bad overspray. I don't know if the stencil was too far or if I put too much bleach on it. You can't really see what it says. It's an old font that we only used for one batch of shirts, and I hate it. And this shirt's just been floating around. So she goes, well, Baron, I have this, but it's a large. And, the Baron's a big guy. So the Baron slams it on and then takes a knife to it, and he immediately cuts it into a crop top.
Oh, I saw him. I saw him in that.
So there's Baron barting it in a crop top, and Ethan's rolling dice, and they're slamming sausages all over the place, and there's drinks being poured, and it was packed. It was so much fun. Everybody had a great time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so the Tabernacle was a rousing success. I think it's just going to have to be a late night opening kind of thing.
Yeah.
We did open it again Saturday night, not as a bar, not staffed. We just pulled the curtains back, left it as an open place for people to come and hang out if they want to. And I was this close to bed. I'm like a quarter inch to bed, and I'm sitting there in the Tabernacle going like, man, it's Saturday. I'm exhausted. It was a rough build season. Kat and I ended up working a whole bunch after the event started. We set up the memorial real late, and by the time it was time to Wasteland, it was Friday. Got to do the band stuff and then run the Tabernacle, and so it's Saturday. I was exhausted all day, and it's only like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm ready for bed, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just go to bed, whatever.
Yeah.
And this couple comes in, Squirrler and Scoops. I believe Scoops is her first year. This was Squirrler's fourth year, and they were from the Uranium Arcade.
Sweet.
And they have an entire entourage with them, and they come just bolstered through the front entrance of our church, and they go, "Is this a church?" I go, "Yes, it is." I go, "Who are you?" "I am the false prophet." "Who are you?" They go, "We're Squirrler and Scoops." I go, "Okay." They go, "Can we get married here?" I go, like right now?" They go, "Yeah." And I go, hang on, like legally or just Wasteland married? Because I can do both.
Yeah.
And they go, what? I go, yeah, I'm an ordained minister. Let's do this. And they're like, okay, we're doing it here.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So they go, where can we do it? And I go, well, it's up to you. This is our general welcome area. There's a couple of pews in this corner here.
Right.
The throne room behind me is very well lit.
Hold on.
And over here is the Tabernacle. And they were just like, that one, the Tabernacle. Like, they didn't even look at it. They just heard the way I pointed and swooped my arm. So I took him inside, and I'm going like, okay, I just need like 5 minutes to get ready for this and pull something out of my ass. So they all pile into the Tabernacle. I'm digging underneath, and I look in my box, and we had 2 passes to the Tabernacle left. And I go, this is perfect. And I go, give me your cups, get your cups down. And pretty soon, it's a packed Tabernacle on a Saturday night, and they've all got their cell phones out, and they're all recording, and they're all filming. And I go, hang on, I got to get my damn costume on, right? So I go, and I put my vest, I put my red glasses on, and I go, okay, get my Bible out, and you've seen my Bible with the hidden compartment on the inside. I keep my coins in it and stuff.
Yes.
And I go, okay, here we go. So I get all set up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm sorry, remind me your names again. So I get their names, and I go, okay, I got to try to remember this. And I go, well, before I can marry you, do you need to take that?
Probably.
Yeah, do it.
Hey, hold that.
Dude,
Hold
yeah,
that story
absolutely.
right there. We're going to go to break. I'm going to answer this phone call.
Yeah.
And here's a couple commercials, and we'll be right back.
If you're looking to get hitched into Wasteland, come on down to Attack Squad in Undertown. We've got the Tabernacle. We are a cult, so you will have to join the cult before I'll let you get married in our church. But is it a church? It's kind of a church, right? It's a burned out church, and we took over, and now we're doing weddings. You can get married in the Tabernacle, which is a bar, which is good for weddings, right? Or you can get married in the throne room. Well, there is a throne. Don't sit on it too hard. It's kind of getting old and tired these days. There are select seating of pews for people to attend weddings. We do weddings. We'll do bar mitzvahs. We'll do
Book the Tabernacle for your next event.
Yeah.
Corporate or otherwise.
Yeah, book the Tabernacle for your next event. Corporate, religious, otherwise, brisk, doesn't matter. Like, we'll take care of it all.
Nude parties. Welcome. Perfect. I'm going to throw some church music on that.
Okay, yeah, that was great.
All right. All right, guys, we are back. I hope you enjoyed those commercials. I probably made them up right here, right after we record. Okay, so you have a couple in the Tabernacle.
Yeah, so we have them there. Get all prepared. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. Before I can legally and morally marry you in the Tabernacle, you have to be members. And they were just like, what? Like, I just snuck this. I might want to make this about me for a minute.
Yeah.
So I go, luckily, these are literally, and I pull out this big box and I shake it upside down and the last 2 passes fall out. I go, these are the last 2 passes. I'm not going to make you go through all the confirmation and getting your blessings and testing your knowledge. I can tell that your souls are pure-ish enough for the Church of the Crimson King. I go, but you can't be members and you can't get married here until you do your communion, like a Catholic wedding. And they're just like, and I'm like, so please, strangers I've just met, consume the body and blood of the false prophet. And they're just like, yeah, okay, dope. So I go, here are your passes. You're officially members. Let's get married. So I don't even know what I said, Mike. I pulled it out of my ass. I go,
awesome.
The last couple of years have been hard in the real world and in the Wasteland world. We've been a lot of loss and a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, but we're still standing and we're still here and we still have each other. And here in the wastes, in the blood and the dust and the rust, you guys have each other. And that's what's important. Life is too short. Be good to one another and promise me that you will be good to one another. And they were just like bawling. And I'm just
I bet. Like,
pulling this out of my ass.
You were just getting me a little misty there, bud.
And but again, it was such a cool moment for me. Just because I got my 10-year patch on build crew this year. And it felt good. But it also felt exhausting. I've been doing this for so long.
Right.
And it's definitely consumed my life for the last over a decade, if we're counting the COVID years, because we did have some off-season builds in early 2020 before the shutdown happened and COVID got out of control. So, this has been a better part of my life for longer than a decade. And again, it felt good. I'm very proud of what I've done for Wasteland builds so far. But it definitely was an exhausting year for me. I was very tired a lot. I went to bed very early most nights, and I'm just like,
good
man, something needs to change, like somewhere. Maybe I just need to change my diet, right? But I got a lot of sleep this year, and it was good. And I spent a lot of time thinking about what's important to me, and my tribe is important to me, and my people in this community is important to me. And the fact that these 2 strangers just like kicked down my door and were like, you seem trustworthy enough. Let's do this on a Saturday night, the last night of Wasteland. Yes. And it felt good. And I was really proud of my speech, but I couldn't tell you what I said.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Just pulled it. I definitely stole from Jim Tank Dorsey, who he's done a few weddings here. And one of his lines from his was, do you promise, not to hoard your gasoline from one another? So I stole that line. I go, do you promise to share your bottle cap bounties with another? Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I was just trying to keep it rolling. And, but, I also tried to make it very sweet. I could have just screamed at them the whole time. Just like, oh, false prophet.
Yeah.
Listen to my band and get married. Do you?
Yeah.
And I also stole Jim's line of, you may now ravage your man.
I love that.
I was like, I'm absolutely, swapping that one for sure.
Yeah, one of the wonderful things he did for the wedding was he reversed a lot of the gender roles of power.
Correct.
And that's one of the lines he threw in just for that.
Yeah, correct.
Like, it's not the man claiming his woman, it's the woman claiming her man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, did hugs all around, and everybody was super excited. And I asked them, I said, are you guys really getting married or fake married? And they're like, well, we figured this was just fake, but we want to get real married. I go, okay, well, figure it out. Talk in the off season, right?
Yeah.
Where do you guys live? They go, we live in North Hollywood. I'm like, they're my neighbors practically.
Yeah.
I go, all you need is a piece of paper from City Hall. I will sign it on this date. And you just, get one of your friends here to be the witnesses.
Damn.
And you guys can make this wedding official. Like, we'll absolutely make it official.
I love it.
And they're like, "Oh my God, we're doing it!" So
Really?
like,
Yes.
so like, I don't know if they're actually
Yes.
gonna do it, but like, they were super, super excited about
Yeah.
it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they might get back and like, the brother and mom are like, hey, we kind of
We need to do a real wedding, and we wanted to be there. Like, I totally get how that goes.
That's awesome.
Having done a real wedding and a Wasteland wedding before, I totally get that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But then they all, scatter into the darkness after that. And I'm feeling pretty good. I got a bit of like a third or fourth wind at that point. I'm like, maybe I'll stay up for a little bit. And it was funny because I was just making my way over to watch the ass end of Dead Animal Assembly Plant. Because I knew that right before their last song, Walter, the mortician, was proposing to his girlfriend JoJo.
Uh-huh.
And he did it on stage with Dead Animal Assembly Plant.
I love it.
And I knew it was coming. So it was, I watched most of their show from our tower, and I was blinking our giant eye light with their music for most of the show. And I was climbing down, and I was like, maybe I'll go to bed. I should probably go watch the proposal. I don't know, maybe. And
Right.
that's when they come into my camp. So as we're setting up the wedding,
fantastic.
I heard the proposal happening.
No way!
And I was just like, yes, perfect. A proposal over there, a wedding over here.
I love it.
So we wrap up the wedding, and they leave the tabernacle, and I walk outside with, again, my third or fourth wind, and Walter and JoJo walk up, and I was like, congratulations. And they're like, yeah, hey, we were wondering, would you officiate our wedding? And I was like, yes, absolutely. Do you want to do it now? I have an opening. And the last party just left. And they're like, no, we got to talk about it in the off season. I'm like, let me know if you wanted a real wedding or just a Wasteland wedding. Like, let me know.
Totally.
I'll do either.
I love it.
Yeah, they were so excited. So congratulations to Walter and JoJo.
That's so fun. Yeah, congrats, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been so many weddings here at Wasteland. It's been really cool. And some of them real, some of them fake. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter. Because it all means the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, two people, celebrating their commitment to each other.
Totally.
I love this community so goddamn much.
Me too. Me too. All right, let me tell you this. I feel like this is the year Wasteland became a verb for me finally.
Okay.
We always talk about wastelanding, right?
Yeah.
Like you're wastelanding
like,
so
man,
hard.
I wastelanded way too hard this year.
Yeah, exactly. So normally I would be camera in hand about 90% of the time and enjoying, enjoying my time without the camera about 10% of the time. This year, I think I managed to flip that.
Okay.
Because I took a little extra time. First off, I had an incredible crew for video this year. And we took the time to actually schedule some stuff out. And, I kind of gave it a day. I was watching everybody, seeing what footage was coming in. Everyone was where they needed to be all the time, getting great footage.
Yes,
and I was like,
good.
I'm just chilling this year.
Good.
Because not only are we doing the Dukes and the Nuke USO show, which was an absolute hit, by the way.
I saw your performance.
Thank you.
Your
I played
Werewolves
twice.
and Vampire song is the one I saw.
Yeah. Oh, it went so well.
Yeah, it was great.
It went so well. And I formed a band.
Yeah, like 3 hours before you got up there.
Yeah, Bullet, who is a Duke, he was like, hey, he watched my first song, the first USO show, and he was like, hey, if you ever want to jam, that'd be great. And I was like, what are you doing on Saturday?
Yeah.
Because I was like, you want to come play? It's like an Oompa song. You're going to love it. And he was like, well, if I can track down like a bass. I was like, there's some basses here. What I didn't know, I think it's Rabbit Asylum. They're like a rock and roll metal band. Metal camp.
Yeah.
They were actually lending out instruments for people to use.
Yeah.
And so he went over, he got a full setup, a full bass, a bass amp, he brought it over.
Yep.
And we were in a band, man.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was great.
I loved it.
Yeah, for one song. It was so fun.
It was great.
But yeah, the USO show went great. I also did Fuck It, Fake It.
Yes.
At the Rec Room.
I heard about this.
This was so fun.
I heard reports specifically of yours.
Yeah.
Yes.
And awesome. And this was another one. I didn't know. I kind of, they asked me to do it. This is McAwful. He reached out and he was like, hey, are you interested in doing this? We need some more performers. And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And I agreed to it. And then he said, but you got to bring it. And I was like, what do you mean? And then he told me about how Cousin Brucey last year was in like full the radiation suit.
Yeah.
And he did the whole thing, and he was like swinging a flag over the crowd, and everyone went wild. And then they did the preview night where they showed off a lot of the different stuff they were going to do for the weekend. And Brucey went up there again, and Devil went down to Georgia with a full-on like mini violin dancing around. It was absolutely incredible. And I was like, shoot, I really got to bring it now.
Yeah.
And so I talked to a couple of the other Dukes. Mongo and Bacon, our two biggest guys. I mean, they're both 300 pounds plus. And I was like, hey, I need you guys to come with me. You're going to make me look small. And we did Take On Me. And so when I got to the first chorus, I was like kind of beckoning the crowd to take me on.
Yeah.
you know? And so they played these characters that took that too seriously. And for the first chorus, I'm like running in slow-mo while they're chasing me. It was so
Good.
great. Yeah. Oh, we had so much fun. Again, I've got footage of this, guys, so I'm going to share it at some point. But
Yes.
anyway, it went so great. A lot of great comments about it, and it was just a blast.
Good.
Just a blast.
Good.
I also made my first barter ever.
Oh,
my
what'd you
first
barter?
real barter. I just needed a cup. I didn't have a cup.
Oh.
I forgot it back home.
Oh, no.
And so I went to this barter table. I forget who it was. They were right outside the gates. They had the best barter table I'd ever seen.
Oh, man.
They had like leather jackets and like
Yeah.
really good stuff, not just junk. Like
Yeah.
sometimes bartering for junk's cool, but
Yeah.
being able to barter for a cup like I actually need it.
Yeah.
So I did that. What else did I get into? Tons of shenanigans. I definitely helped steal the helicopter.
Yes, good. we Rachel and I woke up Sunday morning,
Yeah.
and our camp teardown is in full swing, and we're getting everything kind of in piles, preparing to load up. Rachel turns to me and she goes, "You know those signs at the slammer are magnetic, right?" I go, yeah. Work with them in the off season. I know exactly what signs you're talking about. She's like, "I think we need to steal a couple, take them home. We'll bring them back next year." But yeah, I mean that was the whole idea behind building the slammer all magnetic and shifting. Is it's a playground for people to play with,
Right.
To take things, and if you didn't want it to be stealable, should have made it magnetic. So we knew that there was a sign there that said no and a sign that said Atom. So we were going to steal no Atom and hang that somewhere in our
nice.
camp. We get there, we find the no sign, we find the Atom sign, and we found a chicken sign and a bomb sign. We're like, okay, yeah, we're going to gift these out to other tribes and, just have them bring it back next year or whatever. And so we start leaving, and I look up and somebody had put the butt stuff sign up on the main sign. So it said,
nice.
The butt stuff slammer. So I go, oh no, hang on. So I immediately put the no sign back, and I grabbed, I'm holding onto the Atom sign, and I climbed all the way up to the top of the sign, and I slammed Adam's name up there, so it says Atom, the butt stuff slammer. Then I immediately saw TK walking down the street, and I was like, hey TK, he takes like some of the greatest photos of Wasteland.
Absolutely.
So I was like, hey TK, go look at the sign. He's like, do I need my camera? I'm like, you need your camera, and he ran.
Awesome.
Because it's all magnets and people were there. They're going to start playing with it and stuff. But yeah, TK came back a few minutes later. And he's like, got it.
Fantastic.
So I'm sure the Atom the Butt Stuff Slammer sign will pop up on Wastelanders Central
That's
one
great.
of these days.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, everyone had a lot of fun with the slammer this year.
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, it was a big sandbox.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great.
I broke into jail.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Good.
I hadn't toured it yet.
Yeah.
And I was on a walkabout, and I was like, that looks like the escape hatch. I'm going in.
Yeah.
It's a little tight.
Yeah.
It's a little tight.
Was it the washing machine one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah. It was so fun. I broke into jail.
Yeah.
And then made an escape through the front door.
Yeah, dude. It was such a fun idea. The original design on Build Crew was just supposed to be like a little 10 by 10 square.
Right.
This was like a sheriff's office with a
Yeah.
tiny jail behind it. And then it turned into that thing.
It's a huge set
Oh
piece.
yeah, it's monstrous. It's a double-story scaffolding, and it's masonry scaffolding. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's meant to hold just tens of thousands of pounds, which is
wow.
why it's totally fine for us to be up there and
Got
climbing
it.
on it.
Got it.
You know,
Cool.
it's not going to fall over anytime soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
Sweet. All right, so going around Wasteland this year, there was a lot of thoughts. Okay, so first off, the population was a little lower than 2019. We don't have the actual number,
Yeah,
but you could feel the difference.
Yeah, I don't think they put out a number this year, but you could definitely feel it.
Yeah.
I know they roped off a lot of the camping
Right.
on the far north end.
Yep.
Mostly for probably for security's sake.
Totally, just keep everyone a little tighter.
Yeah, just keep everything tighter.
Exactly.
Easier to keep an eye on folk.
Yeah, but it was great because a lot of the tribes that did make it this year, and I think it was like 80 or 90% of tribes still
Yeah.
came out. They brought it. 100% they brought it.
Yeah, there's just a jet car being hauled out by Spud behind it. Just,
This is actually kind of fun just to
Yeah,
watch
this
all this
is
stuff
fun.
happen. And yeah, so it was really cool, and it made it so that it was kind of relaxed. Like we weren't dealing with the droves of crowds that we
Yeah.
did in the past. So it was really comfortable. Everyone seemed really relaxed. Everyone was just having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: there were a lot of highlights out here. So I want
Yeah.
to talk about a few.
yeah.
I already mentioned Rabbit Asylum. They had a small stage.
Yeah.
And by the way, I dub every year the year of the what?
Yeah.
So there was the year of the tower, the year of the courtyard.
Yeah.
There was even a year of the pool table, oddly enough.
Yeah, I remember that.
This was, I'm going to dub this two things. It was the year of the tribes and it was the year of the mini stage, because so many tribes had just this tiny stage where they did kind of whatever they wanted to do. Like we did the USO show.
Yeah.
Our Goat Show brought their stage again.
Oh, awesome.
And at some point there was a stripper using the stripper pole.
Yeah, perfect.
They didn't know there was a stripper coming.
Yeah.
But it was
just, perfect. Yeah, easy.
And so Rabbit Asylum had a little stage, and I got in there, and they were throwing a full-on, like, two-person rock show that was just absolutely incredible.
Good.
But one of the things they were doing, they had 4 relics in there. And Zero, the guy that runs it, I love the way he plays. Let me tell you a little bit. Mongo and I were trying to get some relics. That's one of the things I absolutely love to do.
Yeah.
So he sits down next to one, he slides it back. I go behind the couch he was sitting on, and I'm about to grab it. Zero just picks it up, without saying anything, without even giving a look, he just moves it across the room. And so we reposition. And we're coming up with a new plan. And we see him, he's talking to his guards everywhere. And we get a little bit closer, and he just comes, picks it up, and moves it again. It was so fun. We went in and out of there 3 times trying to get it, coming up with different plans. He beat us every time.
Good.
Yeah. And then one of our other guys went in like an hour later and just grabbed it and went.
Yeah, easy. Right?
But yeah, the relics were tons of fun. There was Gilly's Arcade.
I got there.
Yeah.
I got to go to Gilly's Arcade.
Yeah.
Kat and I did a date night on Saturday night. He finally had a quiet night, and I was just like, Wasteland date night, let's go.
Awesome.
And so we popped out. We saw some Smash Bots. Finally got to watch Smash Bots. I've never been able to see them except just in passing or the ass end of a fight. And but yeah, we ended up stumbling into Gilly's Arcade, and he made me a drink that was ginger beer and Jameson cold brew.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, it was wild. It was good. But did you see his pinball machine?
Yes, I did.
Did you notice the picture of my throne on that pinball
No, I
machine?
did not.
Not only does he have a picture of my throne on that pinball machine, but then up in the corner is one of our flags that we have hanging up between our doof walls behind the throne.
Holy shit.
So I was just like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to play this pinball machine.
So good. Yeah, he brought up, and he made a lot of the games.
Yeah, like they're all handmade.
Yeah.
That pinball machine he wired himself.
Totally.
It was wild.
When I first saw it, I was like, whoa, you got a vintage game. And then I got a closer look, and I was like, you made a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a cool spot.
Yeah, it was super rad.
Right up the street from them, Hotel Sasswood.
Yeah, when I got there, they were packed.
Yeah.
We kept going.
Yeah.
It was packed. They were having a fucking great time.
It was absolutely gorgeous. They did all the walls were like burnt out.
Yeah.
But they still had that like hospitality thing going on. So you would actually check in by signing their book, and they would escort you over to the bar or have a seat over here. They had a stage too. I wasn't there for the show, but it was so cool. And Hotel Sasswood, they had this big sign up there. They programmed it to glitch out.
It would glitch out and say "ho ass"
or hot wood.
Or hot wood. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, when I saw it glitch out, it said "ho ass." And then hot wood. That's really funny.
It was so good.
Yeah, that's great.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah. The BattleBots show that I saw, like I said, first time I watched a BattleBots fight, like from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the best way to visually describe. One of them was sort of like a scorpion. It had a hammer on him and little claws on the front to grab it.
Uh-huh.
And the one that it was fighting was just these 2 giant wheels with 2 prongs sticking off the front.
Okay.
And it was quick. And those 2 prongs would move back and forth, and it could use those 2 prongs, and they would spin fully around.
Yeah.
It could use those 2 prongs to flip it or get underneath and flip the other one.
Great.
So super interesting to watch. And I think at the very ass end of it, the one with the hammer had broken down, or one of the motors stopped responding, or something. Those
that
things
happens.
They barely run for 5 minutes.
I know.
Right?
There's too much dust for those little motors.
So as soon as they start the countdown, you have 5 seconds left in this round. Who's going to win? They're going 5, 4, 3, and the one with the 2 prongs is just circling and circling and circling, and the timing was so perfect. On 3, starts climbing up the side of the fucking hammer bot.
No
2,
way.
1, it gets to the top and put its 2 prongs straight up in the air.
God, yes.
And everybody lost their damn minds. It's just like, yes,
That's so great.
it was perfect. Like that guy timed it just right, and he could control that robot just right. It was it was hilarious.
Yes.
I lost my mind.
So good. Ragstag Saloon was back.
Yes.
Better than ever.
Yes.
They also became Ghoulcrest one of the nights.
Oh, interesting. I was wondering why I couldn't find Ghoulcrest. That makes sense.
Yeah, Ghoulcrest did not bring their build this
Okay.
year. They did a takeover, and it was brilliant. Here's my Ghoulcrest story. So I'm hanging out Braden Camp. I walk across, and I meet up with the Baron, and he said, I got this bag for for Mongo, it was a bunch of like trinkets and stuff. It was a bribe for something else. And I said, well, I know Mongo's actually working security over at the saloon. I'll go drop it off to him right now. And he was like, I'll come with you. And first off, I was like, the Baron's going to come with me? That's amazing. Like, I got giddy. That was so fun. Yeah. Like, we've been friends for years. Yeah. But he's still the Baron. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And now I get to Wasteland adventure with him.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever Wasteland adventured. Like, we go and visit each other's camps, but we've never adventured. So I'm like, I'll go drop it off to him right now. And he's like, I'll come along. I was like, yes, awesome. Yes, so we get there. There's a line 30 people deep.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I see Mongo and Bacon at the door along with Hard Ass. So nobody's getting past these guys. Yep. Right? And Interpreter's there. And we both have our little media passes because we're both part of the media crew. Yep. And she's like, I'm going to go make sure that this is our bribe to get in, that this gets, this is our VIP pass. Yeah. And so she walks up and they let her in, of course. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess we're good. And so I'm walking up with the Baron. We're cutting the line. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah,
of course. The Baron doesn't wait in line.
We don't have to. We're not waiting in line. By the way, guys, politely wait in line.
Yes.
So I go up and, Mongo and Bacon, they're in my tribe. I didn't need a pass anyway, but I flashed that. They're like, okay, you're good. And so I turn around and I hand the Baron's bribe back to him. And I said, use this to get in. I'm sorry. I reached into my pocket, fished it out real quick, just threw it in his hands. I said, here, use this as a bribe. So he hands it to Mongo. And I walk in the doors swing open, I'm in the saloon, and from right behind me I hear, in the Baron's voice, did you just fuck me? I turn around, the bag I had given him was not his bribe, it was a bag of Apocalypse Post caps.
Oh no.
So he's standing there and Mongo's looking around like, what is this? Like, I can have these all day.
Yeah. Like, why would you give this to me?
Yeah. And I reach back into my pocket, I grab the trinket bag, and I'm like, I go back out to Baron. I'm already like just floored laughing. Yeah. And I hand it back to him. And I'm like, sorry, I gave you the wrong bag. Give this to Mongo. And he's like, I was going to say that was the best thing ever. I just got fucked by Makeshift. And I was like, no, here, take this. And I took my, sorry. And so Mongo lets him by. And I'm like, Mongo, I need those caps. Give them back. So I took it. And then, so me and Baron walk in the doors. Once again, we're in the saloon. And I look in my hand and I have both bags.
Yes,
it was so good. And we stood in line for 20 minutes, just absolutely laughing our asses off.
Man, so you came up anyways. It's fantastic. That was the best back and forth switcheroo. Mongo's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's just caps.
It's so Let good. Him in. So good. But yeah, Goldcrest is always a good time because it's like a who's who of Wasteland. And I don't want to it's not exclusive. Like, you can get your way there. But it's just, we've all been doing this so long. We're all a bunch of tight friends. Yeah. And so we all make sure to like find each other in these points where we know like all the tribe leaders are going to be chilling.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it truly is like you look around and you're just like, these are all the tribe leaders. Yeah. And it's so cool.
Yeah. I had no idea that's where they were set up this year. So you're like,
isn't that so fun?
Yeah, I was a block and a half away.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it was busy.
Yeah, this, like you said, busy. This is a busy year.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just even on the build stuff, but tribe stuff and lore and adventures and the shenanigans. Man, totally. This year was packed. People missed the event. So when it was finally time to come back, they went hard.
Yeah. Cockpit rebuilt.
Yes.
They got shut down for the wind in 2019. Yeah. They had a build that I think would have withstood a freaking tornado this year.
It would have been fine today. Yeah. That place was a brick shit house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
So do you know they do this? They do on the same day. They do a wiener roast and they do a weenie roast. The first one is hot dogs. The second one is not. Good. And so it was really funny because I was like, yeah, how did everything go? They do a bunch of events. They had a lot. They have a lot. But they said that for the hot dog one, I don't remember if it was the weenie or the wiener roast. I think it's the wiener roast. I forget. Doesn't matter. They said, I don't think no one showed up. I was like, your secret's out. You need to switch the names now.
Yeah, swap them back again. Now you got to swap them back.
Yeah.
One of our guys on build crew, Monty, he's been on build for years. He was the first person with a penis to dance bottomless in the cockpit on their opening year.
No way.
So I had to get a picture, but I'm friends with Monty. Mm-hmm. If I'm taking his picture while he's dancing naked on a table, like, it's gonna look weird. And So here they are on their opening night at the cockpit, and I'm waiting for him to turn his back to me, right? Because, like, I don't need a picture of his ding-dong. Nobody does, right?
Yeah.
But I do, I know he's very drunk, though. And
Okay.
I do want to get a picture of his bare ass inside the cockpit so he could know. And he knows what he's doing.
Perfect,
He
yeah.
wasn't blackout or anything. He was
Right.
just having a really good
Yeah,
time.
good.
So I'm trying to time the picture right, and I get the picture, and I'm like, oh, perfect. And there's this woman like 4 feet away from me who looks horrified. And I'm like, no, we're friends. It's okay. I'm gonna go show it to him. And like, she just turned and walked away. She was not having it. I felt
yeah.
so bad. But as soon as I showed Monty, he was like, send it to me. I gotta send it to my dad.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It was good. Yeah. So
love it.
Somewhere deep in the archives of my phone is a picture of Monty's butt up in the cockpit.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And he also joined us for Dongsgiving this year. Did you hear about Dongsgiving?
I heard rumors, but tell me more.
Yeah, so I don't know how this came up. I think I've mentioned before that I have a good chunk of property and a lot of other tribes.
Yeah.
Wards store some stuff in my yard.
Yeah, which is great.
We all do build days together, so
Totally.
it's fun in the off season to get to hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
Road Rash and the Den store their stuff in my yard.
Got it.
So we were working on some stuff. Cameron was making some upgrades to the horse trailers that they use for go-go dances. Go-go dance cages right there at the entrance to the Den. And somehow Dongsgiving came up of this idea where on Thursday night, because it's the last Thursday of September,
Yeah.
all of the men in the Wastelands are gonna show up on Thursday night and kick all the ladies out of the go-go cages and just take over Dongsgiving. And we're all gonna do it in scantily clad little tiny panties or thongs or
Love it.
road rash thongs or what
Oh,
the
yeah.
hell ever, right? So we decided like fuck it, we're going hard.
Wait. Going hard or going hard?
Both. The original idea had some substances that could have been included in this.
Oh my God, no.
But no. We just we went crazy. No, so I wore just like little lacy panties,
Yeah.
like like mantees they call
Love
them,
it,
but like
yeah.
I don't know, they don't need to be gendered. They are lacy panties
With a
And,
little bit more space.
Yeah, I had a little bit of extra. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a bit of a pocket on
Yeah.
mine. And Buttercup joined us. Alan, who's in our tribe in the tax squad, he's one of the Massachusetts guys. He joined
Yeah.
us. And Mech,
Of course.
from Red Rocket
Yeah.
came out.
I mean,
Monty
he's
came out.
basically wearing that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Monty came out. My drummer was passing by, and he wasn't dressed the part, but he was passing by the cage, so we got the door open and pulled him in with us.
Yeah.
And it was about 11 o'clock on Thursday at Wasteland. It's just, we rolled over there just chanting, Dongsgiving, Dongsgiving. And we took over the go-go cages for about an hour.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's so fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
God.
And so, fun fact, people actually tip the go-go dancers in those
badass.
cages.
Like caps and barters and
So
stuff?
caps and barter, but also real world cash.
Whoa.
They will accept cash.
Yeah, of course.
So the go-go dancers will have like a little like bucket off to the side somewhere where they can just like dump their tips in and stuff.
Nice.
So it was super weird. Like I was like, man, no one's gonna tip the Dongsgiving guys. So we get in there and the money just started flowing.
Whoa.
And the majority of it though was Coyote Canyon dollars.
That's so fun.
Which is fine because we use that for barter, we use it for
Totally.
gambling, we use it for a lot of stuff at Wasteland.
Yeah.
It has value.
Uh-huh.
But I forget who it was. I feel like it might have been Mech. It might have been Bear from the cockpit.
Yep.
I feel like it must have been one of the Undertown guys. Folded one of the Coyote Canyon dollars long ways and put it in his mouth and fed it to me through the cage. So I pulled it out with my teeth as I'm shaking around, and at that point the vest had come off. I'm pouring sweat. I'm only wearing boots and panties at this point.
Yeah.
And I pull the dollar out of my mouth to shove it into my little waistband, and it's one of the newest mints of Coyote Canyon dollars this year.
Oh.
False Prophet.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I got paid with my own Coyote Canyon dollar mint, and it was the first time I had seen it, so I'm just like sweating my ass off in little lazy panties at the den. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. It's me.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was wild.
I'm sorry I missed that, but I hope someone on the crew did.
So there's a lot of pictures. I'm not
Nice.
sure how many can be posted.
Right, no.
It got a little would that be R-rated?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
it
already.
wasn't a sexual act, so that doesn't make it,
doesn't make it X,
X-rated.
right.
Yeah, it definitely got naked. They put the dong in Dongsgiving for sure.
I love it.
It was fantastic. only a handful of people uncomfortable, but we had a full crowd by the end of that hour.
That's
They were just
fantastic.
hanging out. Matt Morrison from Camp Cozy Box came over with pudding to feed me into the cage.
Oh my God.
Because he makes homemade pudding on site
Just
every
sucking
year.
down some pudding.
So he just hit little spoonfuls through the cage, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, we're doing this. I'm just getting pudding
shit.
and money with my face on it. And it was definitely one of those moments where time slows down, and I go, how did I get here?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right. A couple other tribes that really brought it. The Bombers were on Main Street for the first time. They brought
Yes.
their, like, freaking...
Their downed plane.
Their downed plane.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. Right around the corner from them, Black Thumb did their Black Thumb meet again.
They did.
They brought Cantankerous.
Yes.
This is a car. I forget which model, but it has tank treads on it.
Yep.
And you still steer it, I think, with, like, a steering wheel.
Okay,
oddly
good.
enough. You don't have,
know-
like, the two tank things.
I know there's been a lot of tribes and a lot of builders, a lot of Black Thumbs, not just Black Thumb members,
Right.
but a lot of, the Black Thumbs in the community.
Yeah.
Who have had ideas and desires and even got very close to bringing a treaded vehicle
Yeah.
into Wasteland Valley. And I remember I was on build crew and we were watching the tribes roll in, and I see Spud's truck pull in. I go, is that Spud? And I go, yeah, okay, that's Spud. And I look on the trailer and I go, okay,
Yes.
well done. That's
Yes.
the first.
Did you see when Cantankerous did its stunt?
When they ran over two cars?
Yeah, they
Yes.
brought two junkyard cars.
Yes.
And they were gonna attempt to run it over with Cantankerous. But oddly enough, Cantankerous, for all the power it had, got a little stuck.
Oh no, did it?
did.
I didn't
It
catch
got-
that.
it
I
got a
missed
little
it.
stuck. And yeah, it hit the cars. I don't know if there wasn't enough runway, but also there was a big crowd, so they were trying not to go too fast.
Yeah.
But it took several attempts to get it up on the cars, and then they blew out the transmission.
No.
But here's the best part. All right, so they blew out the transmission. All right, show's over. But no, everyone just started taking their weapons and pounding
Yeah,
on the
just beat
cars.
up the cars.
They beat up the cars. I love when that happens because it's, crowd participation.
Yeah.
A lot of weapons got broken because they're all fake.
Yep.
And then, even the stripper from the goat show.
Yes.
She was all around everywhere.
Good.
Having a great time.
Good.
And I keep calling her stripper. I don't know if that's actually her profession, but that's what she was doing a lot of here.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure someone told me that. If you're not, I apologize. But great part of Wasteland this year.
Yes, agreed.
And so at some point, she walks down from the tower she's standing on, and she grabs a freaking sledgehammer, jumps on bare-chested, and just pounds these cars. The crowd goes freaking wild.
Yes, good.
It was so fun.
Oh, God, I love it.
And then Rivet from Black Thumb, he's got a couple other treaded vehicles, so he put
Yeah.
those on top of the car.
Yes.
And then the next day, they just started piling cars on top of each other. I think
Yes.
they got like 12 or 15 cars all just piled up in this
Good.
big old Black Thumb Jenga.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I had heard that somebody had asked them to leave it up until sunrise so they could get that sunrise Good Morning Wasteland picture
yes.
that a lot of staff like to post.
Yeah.
But last I heard was Kyle and the Black Thumb guys were like, we got to take this down before the sun goes down because people are going to be climbing
Oh,
it.
that's a
Someone's
really
going to get
good point.
hurt.
That's a really
so
good
yeah,
point.
they ended up pulling it down.
Cool.
But yeah, I did get to see it before they pulled it down. It looked fantastic. Just like so much fun. And
So good.
Fun shenanigans at Wasteland.
Yeah. And right next to them was the Outpost, the Waterworld Outpost.
Yes.
Faceless Merchants. They had 100 plus, like 150 people doing the trade route this year.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I love what they do.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is about giving people an option to be anonymous here
Yeah.
at Wasteland. And what they said is a lot of people will really light up, and they love doing it.
Yeah.
Plus, it gives them a reason to go out and meet people.
Yeah.
And it's so fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were part of the Dead Crows drop. The Dead Drop.
Awesome.
And they dropped off their box and they're like, hey, so someone's going to come by and they're either going to put something in or take something out. You have to stop them. Or like they need to be sneaky or they can bribe you, just have fun with it. We're like, oh, okay, cool. Drop it off. So we left it up in our tower. And
Up in the tower.
yeah. So, but like it was right at the edge facing out.
got
You
it.
could
Okay.
see it. It wasn't hidden,
Yeah,
but
got it.
it was just, out of the way.
Yep.
And at one point, this guy came by and he was like, hey, I'm here to put something in that box. And we were like, get fucked. You can't just announce it. And he's like, no, I'm just putting something in that. Like, we know exactly what you're doing. We know you need to put something in the box. Try again later. And he's like, no, I have to. We're like, yeah, I have to. And he's like, no, guys, I'm butt plug. I'm from the tribe. I'm here to set it up. And we're like, oh, okay. And he was like, look, I know what you guys are doing. You passed the test. Cool. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, either we passed the test or you're very clever. Well done. So yeah, that was the very first beginning. And he was like, man, you guys are on your toes. But we got reports from them also that, same kind of thing all over the place was like,
Yeah.
their Dead Drop game was super well, very well received.
Fantastic.
And, I'm gonna have to ask for numbers because we only have a couple of people that managed to like get real sneaky or like bribe us, but they still got caught, but they were still successful. I'll have to ask how many people actually got it from our camp because that'll kind of give me an idea of how we can improve on stopping them.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love all these games are all about, we want you to win, but we're going to try to stop you.
Yeah. There's another quest to get a cash box of some sort.
Yeah.
Some kind of like loot crate.
Awesome.
And they were way out in Tin City, middle of nowhere. And 3 of my guys that go hard saw them and just like pulled out weapons, robbed them at gunpoint. Took the cash box, brought it back, and it's sitting in between our pews. We got our feet up on it, and they came in. They came back for revenge. They came back hard, and just all their guns out. And I'm like, motherfuckers, this is my church. What are you doing? Get out of here! And they're like, we want the box back. And I was like, well, who the fuck are you? They go, we're the Great Northern Tribe. I'm like, you guys are our neighbors.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. And I turned to my 3 guys. I go, you guys robbed our neighbors? And they're like, well, we couldn't see. I'm like, don't rob our neighbors. It's like, guys, I'm so sorry. Let us put some more stuff. We put some attack merch in there and stuff.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, well, why don't you guys come over for drinks tonight? We're like, we'll do that.
Perfect.
But yeah, we totally robbed our neighbors. Whoops.
Speaking of neighbors, I finally made, all right, so this is your neighbors, not mine.
Yeah.
But I finally made it into Sunken Norwegian.
Yes.
I didn't know that they were actually a speakeasy.
Yeah.
And so the door is closed and it is locked.
Yes.
But you need to, figure out the password to get in. This year it was a bike horn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they open up and they do like the mead contest.
Yes.
But they also do mead tastings at the bar. Like the guy makes his own mead.
Fingers, our guitar player, entered into the mead contest.
Awesome.
And he hung out there for about 45 minutes or so, and he asked another guy in our tribe, Giggs, who's one of the tasters, he votes for it.
Oh, the judges.
He's one of the judges.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Today's day 10 on the site for me, by the way. I still haven't been home. So he's one of the judges, so he pulls Giggs aside, and he's like, hey, man, am I in the running? And Giggs is a solid motherfucker. He'll never tell you. He's just like, not saying anything, bro.
Nice.
So Fingers goes, fuck it, I'm leaving. So he left, and like half an hour later, they're like, Fingers is the winner.
Wow.
And he had left.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So they gave the trophy to Giggs because he knew that he was in the tribe and he could be trusted. So Giggs found us, and he's like, all right, we got to hunt him down, and we got to tell him that, you won. So we waited until we found him. We're like, Fingers, oh my God, come here. You got to tell you. And he lost his damn mind. He was so excited. So.
Yay.
Yeah, so congrats to Fingers for
Fingers.
winning the mead contest.
Yeah, not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy. Yeah, fantastic. Who else? Who else is out there? WCC brought it again, as always.
As always.
Wasteland Radio was amazing. I finally remembered to freaking tune into the morning show.
Dude, it's so easy. So we have these RV trailers, you know. Some would call it glamping. I'm looking at yours. It's in the same state as mine. There's nothing glamorous about it.
Absolute mess.
Yeah, we are garbage.
There's enough room
humans.
for my ass and my camera gear.
Yeah, exactly. It's enough room for my ass and my costumes and my base.
Exactly.
They set up this. I'm sorry. Let me try that one again. We both have radios in our fucking RVs. Yeah. I never remember to turn mine on.
I know.
I've done it twice in 10 years.
Yep.
And I totally forgot this year until you reminded me.
One of my favorite things is during teardown, they're doing the Fallout morning.
Yeah.
All the way through. Yep. And they always end with an interview with Gerard, which I think is actually really fun.
I've
just
never
kind of going
heard that.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I heard it for the first time in 2019.
Interesting.
It's so cool because Gerard's just talking about how the event went and first impressions of how everything went. It's just so fun. And plus, Swede is a super talented interviewer.
Yeah, he's so good at it.
By the way, we're gonna have him back on the show. I know it's been a little bit, but Swede's coming back, guys. Don't worry.
Yes.
And Dauntless.
Yeah.
Our neighbors Dauntless. Here's the thing.
Forlorn Hope.
Dauntless comes and they build this thing with a tiny tribe. They're still here. Dauntless Express is still here.
They are still the most set up camp.
Yes, they are.
So I think they tear down their frontage last.
I know.
Because
that's pretty clever.
They use their frontage as a wind block.
Oh, yeah.
So from where we're sitting, we're literally looking into their backyard and everything's in pieces and in piles and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you walk down Main Street, it is still a full 100% themed frontage with doors and everything.
Right.
And it's so funny because I'll hear other tribes tearing down. I'm just like, the fuck are those guys doing?
They're not even getting started.
It's Tuesday.
I
What
know.
the hell?
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a complete redesign. So now the door, rather than facing Main Street, is actually facing the front gates.
Correct.
And it looks even more like a saloon than ever.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
It's facing a corner now. It's got
Yeah.
that corner door like a saloon should.
And they have the freaking boardwalk going around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so fun watching people like change things.
They have a lot of details in their camp. They're one of my
Yeah.
favorite camps to look at
Absolutely.
just because of how much detail goes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Yeah, pretty wild. Who else is out there this year?
I know, I'm trying to think.
There was so much. It's so hard to go over everything. But yeah. Oh, obviously the den. We didn't talk about Zeke's yet. Zeke's
Yes.
is always a good time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Pugs also had a pretty good setup this year. I popped in to say hello to those guys.
Awesome. I spent less time in Road Rash than ever before.
Oh, same.
Right?
I just went over there to talk some build crew business with those folk.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because I also like work in like the real world with the camera now.
I know,
Like,
that's true.
I'm
You
just like stay away
see
from
them
it.
all the most. Right. Yeah. The bounty hunting, the Rust Devils bounty hunting was going again.
Yeah, it was off the chain.
Yeah.
I heard nothing but good things coming from that end of the camp. Tooth and Nail made a triumphant return.
Fantastic.
On the back end of Undertown on the back road. They were the last camp on the way to the stage.
Yeah.
I know there's been some leadership move around and camp design changes and stuff like that, but they showed up, they kicked ass, they were a lot of fun. They were great neighbors to us.
Awesome.
They did not do Post-Apocalypse. Don't know if that's going to be coming back. I know that's a hard event to run.
Yeah.
So especially like, having to work with health department and stuff like that.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
the bigger the event goes, it's harder to like do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
But they were still here and still kicking ass.
Yeah.
Man, like you said, who else was out there?
Yeah, there were a lot of first-year tribes in the city.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember names right now. I'm fried, but
The
they were
war-
looking great.
What's the War Boy tribe name? It's the Order of the
Oh,
V8.
Order of the V8.
Order of the V8.
Yeah, they had,
They were on Main Street.
They lost a lot of members this year for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
But they brought it. They built what they could with a much smaller tribe. Still looked absolutely
Still
beautiful.
looks fantastic.
Yep.
And fun fact, the vehicle that was parked in front of their tribe was one of the vehicles from Fury Road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was actually from the film. It was one of the
Badass.
vehicles from the film.
Oh, so cool.
So fun fact, your favorite, there's a little bit of behind the scenes for you.
Uh-huh.
We're building Wasteland, and it's like Monday,
Yeah.
and this guy shows up in a little his little off-road buggy car, all rusty. It looks cool, but like we're busy.
Yeah.
What the hell do you want? And he walks up to us and he goes, "Hey, I got Jared's buggy." And I was like, "Okay." I look at Adam, and Adam's just like, "What? What do you want?" He goes, "Well, Jared asked me to park it somewhere in front of Command Center." And I look over, and in front of Command Center is my vehicle, plus the VR, plus Captain Ron's Unimog forklift, plus a whole bunch of crates, plus a bunch of skids that we haven't offloaded yet. And I turned to this guy, and I was like, "No, you're not parking it there." And Adam goes, What fucking buggy are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he goes, "It's that one." And we kind of lean and we look. He's like, "It's the one from Fury Road. It got shipped over from Australia. It's right-hand drive and everything." So I just like snapped and pointed at my trailer, and I was like, "Red and black trailer right there." He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Park it behind that. I'll move it later." And he was like,
nice.
"Okay," and parked it back there. And I'm like, "I got the Fury Road car." So I immediately went and parked my Scion XB next to it.
What?
Took the picture that I posted on Wastelander Central the next morning.
Beautiful.
Good morning, Wasteland.
That's so cool.
Fury XB meets the Fury Road vehicle, and it was real cool to see it bombing around.
That's great.
Yeah, Wasteland. Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, even with a smaller population this year, there were a lot of awesome vehicles. The
Yeah.
car show was still pretty full.
Yeah,
I
it
got
was
some great
packed.
footage of that for you guys coming really soon.
Yes, good.
I actually walked down every line, so we're going to see every single car that was out there.
Awesome.
Yeah. 'Cause normally I pick a few, and then we just get the group shots,
Yeah.
But this year, every single car is going to be in that video.
I actually got invited out to the car cruise this year. I haven't been
Nice.
invited in a long time.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, oh, okay. Like I stopped going when they stopped inviting me. I think I tried to show up once, and it was one of the years where there were so many cars,
Yeah.
and they turned me away in my Scion, and I'm like,
No way.
that was
Zion looks great.
That was the year a lot of cars got turned away for a lot of really weird
Okay,
reasons.
got it.
We don't have to get into it.
Right.
But so I just stopped going.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people and a lot of dust. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Totally.
And somebody walked up and was like, "Do you want to be in the car cruise?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm okay." Like I could already see the dust getting kicked up.
Yeah.
So we just watched it from the tower.
Got it.
I'm like, yeah, we saw it from up there.
Yeah,
and saw
sometimes
them
those
cruising
events
around.
take a big chunk of your day. So you
Yeah.
gotta be careful, anytime you're leaving site to do something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
the car cruise happens on the other side of the Twin Hills here.
Yep.
And sometimes that can be a couple-hour ordeal. I'm glad it moved fast this year.
Yeah, it went quick.
And they sent the whole group as one group.
Yep,
Which was nice.
just go.
Yeah,
Yep.
because in
Keep
the
it
past
slow.
it's been like, one line would go, and then the next line would go.
Yep.
But they just sent everyone together.
Yep.
And I was like, cool, let's keep Fast Wasteland going.
Yep.
Same thing with the swimsuit contest, which was also blown up this year. That
Yeah,
was
so
great.
I didn't go this year. I've gone every year for the last few years because I remember the iteration of the swimsuit contest when it was just a wet t-shirt contest.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
And then the first couple of years of the swimsuit contest, there was still some of that wet t-shirt contest that had kind of like tried to cling on a little bit and before it fell off. But like it was still like clever and like I enjoyed some of those costumes. And like now that's usually one of my favorite events because like some of these costumes that these people are making for the swimsuit contest are incredible.
They are. They're so good.
Yeah.
Really clever.
And like and it's so fun because it's not something that you would make for Wasteland. But for a post-apocalyptic swimsuit contest, yes. It's perfect. It's such a fun niche little corner of Wasteland.
Right.
And by the time I heard that it had started and I knew it was over at the Outpost, and somebody had mentioned that they didn't do it on an elevated platform this year.
Right.
Like
It was
they
just
had in previous.
just a
So it was just
boardwalk.
flat boardwalk on the ground.
Yeah.
And there were so many people over there, and I was like, maybe I'll go over there. Maybe let me go get dressed. And then I got dressed, and I was like, okay, just got to make my way over there. There's a lot of people. Like, it was a huge crowd. And there were people on their vehicles and stuff. And then suddenly it was over. I blinked and it was over and it was done. I was like, man, everything is moving so fast this year.
Yeah.
Like, if this was the Wasteland of if you hesitate, you're screwed.
Everything was on time. Tribe stuff was on time.
Yeah.
The official shows, the stage ran mostly on time.
Yeah.
It was great. And here's the thing, as someone who is always on the move, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the short show.
Yeah.
Because you get there, you get entertained, you move on. In the past with the D's crew, over the years, the show just got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So you'd end up hanging out there for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Which also great.
Yeah,
Like, don't
it's
get
fine.
me wrong, but I kind of really appreciate get it done and get back to other things.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm yawning.
You're fine. You're fine. You haven't slept at all this
10
week.
days.
Yeah. What else? I met so many Apocalypse Post fans this year.
I was there when one of them, Ruby, she's on Teardown crew.
Yeah.
Fantastic human. I believe she was with us in 2019. I love her to pieces. She's so fun to work with. She's so easygoing. She's, she never argues about how to load trailers or how to tear things down. Like she's just there and she's on top of it. And she's hilarious. And she looks dead at Makeshift and she goes, "Are you on YouTube?" And I got to see the look on your face was great because you were just like, yes, this never happens. This is fun.
No, it's so new.
And you're like, oh yeah, I am the Apocalypse Post. And she's like, oh my god, I used to love your stuff. And I was like, yeah, his new stuff sucks.
It sucks.
Keeps bringing that false prophet guy on.
Audio only. What's up with that?
Yeah, come on.
But yeah, it's been great. We opened our little merch store.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone who stopped by the merch store to buy something. We talked about this in our last episode, actually.
It's true.
It went so well.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Hardass took over. He was just like, let me run this for you. I know you're busy. And he absolutely loved it. People came over. He was hawking things left and right.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
I think I asked him at one point, like, how much for one of everything? And he gave me a number, and then I never came back.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, son of a bitch.
Sorry, I still got a t-shirt for you.
Yes.
But yeah, I appreciate everyone coming over. Rebekah Leib, one of my patrons.
Yes.
She actually brought me a gift. She also sent me a letter. But Rebekah, if you're out there, thank you. She gave me the full Waterworld comic book series.
Awesome.
Because she heard me talk about it on the show before,
Yeah.
that I couldn't track them down.
Yes.
But she found them on
Oh my
eBay.
God, that's
and she actually
fantastic.
brought them to me here. I cannot wait to get
Yeah.
into them. So cool. Like, people were giving me stuff left and right. I got letters through the WCC mail.
Yeah.
It was just so fun.
I got some good letters this year. Actually, our tribe, we got a letter for Elmer.
Who's Elmer?
Elmer is Ted and Kara's dog, the big giant,
Oh my God,
slow-moving white one. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Getting a little up there in years, but he's a desert dog.
Yeah.
And people worry about him when they see him. They're
Of
like,
course.
Oh my god, he's gonna overheat.
Yeah.
Like, no, he lives out here.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
chilling.
He's fine. He's
Yeah.
happy. He's in his happy place.
Yeah, he's just old.
But he got a letter, and the courier was only told that you can only give the letter to Elmer. You can't give it to anybody else.
That's amazing.
So he showed up. He's like, I got a letter for Elmer. And Ted was like, I'll give it to him. And he's like, no, I have to give it to Elmer. We're like, oh, okay, let's go. Let me go get him. So then we pull out this dog, and the courier was just like, ah! They were so excited. So we give this letter to Elmer, and Elmer's just happy to be getting pets, right?
Yeah.
And we opened it up, and it was from one of the other Build Crew dogs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was just like, Elmer, I had so much fun with you on Build Crew. I can't wait until Teardown when we come off of our leashes and we can run around and chase each other.
Holy shit.
It's really funny because if you turn around, it's already gone. But I just, as soon as we were wrapping up this story, I just saw Elmer walking towards Command Center.
Yes.
There he goes.
Yeah, he's like a little ghost dog, a little desert ghost. He's just kind of cruising around, and then he's gone.
Yep, off into the desert.
Yeah, love it.
He knows where home is.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. We had some burners this year.
Did you?
Yeah. All right, so Burning Man got canceled.
Oh, I'm sorry. You meant we as an event.
as an event.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We had a lot more this year than we normally would in the
Right.
past. I think percentage-wise, yeah.
Yeah, because Burning Man got canceled, but Wasteland was like just over the cusp and
Yeah.
we're way smaller.
Yeah,
so we
way,
could still
way
have a
smaller.
festival. But a lot of burners came to chill here.
Yeah.
A few of them were still very much in burning clothes, which is,
Yeah.
not part of our theme, but we helped them along.
Yeah.
You know, we dusted them up.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You can still be burning, but you have to be wasted burning. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah.
And then you got to lose stuff like the freaking boas and a lot of the tails and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, there's certain
Yeah.
things that just kind of throw things off. Anyway, I think they still had a great time.
Yeah, I agree. Early access build, a couple of gals walked through the gate in very much a like Burning Man outfit.
Yeah.
It wasn't elaborate bright colors,
Yeah.
boas and tails and stuff like that, but you could immediately tell they were way too clean.
Yeah.
Their outfits were very just I would call it, we have a basic, Wasteland basic.
Right.
It was very Burning Man basic. And
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't know. And then within like a day and a half, I ran into them again, and they had extra costume
Yes,
bits on. Their
yes.
makeup was done.
Oh,
They
I
were
love it.
Riding on the back of a truck, screaming at people.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they get it. They
Oh,
get it.
so good. And then I saw after, on Saturday night, after the main stage was closed, they threw up like this improvised DJ booth.
Okay, yeah.
And just a bunch of burners were over there just
Yeah,
partying into
good.
the night. It was so cool.
Yeah, so that was one of the big changes this year was the pit.
Yeah.
So the pit used to be over at the D's.
Right.
And the D's is no longer here. And Outpost 364, like you mentioned, like the faceless merchants, a lot of them are very introverted. And
Totally.
they're like, can you not put the pit in our front yard? So we decided to do it on the main stage.
Yeah.
But the problem with the pit and all the music that comes from the pit, it's very bass heavy. It's very
Right.
repetitive. It's very droning. And if it's facing the city, all of Wasteland City is going to get that.
Yeah.
Get that bass and that rattling and stuff. But the people there that are they want to enjoy it. They want the loud music.
Right.
So what we did this year was, at the end of the night when the bands are done, that little DJ tower pops up and the pit faces out. The
Brilliant.
speakers face out into the desert.
Love it.
So they can go full volume all hours of the night. And
Yeah.
in our camp, which is just on the other side of the Atomic Cafe from the pit, we can have this conversation at this volume.
Right.
It was fine.
That was great.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
going into my RV to fall asleep at 11 o'clock like an old man.
Yep.
My walls weren't rattling and my windows weren't rattling, and it wasn't a bass box. I was just like, oh my God, we need to do this from now on.
Yeah.
Which also did a really cool thing was, as soon as the main stage shuts down, the pit starts up right there on the spot, and that energy transfers from main stage to pit, and the party can keep going. Just seamless transition.
Yeah.
So that was another problem with the pit being on the other side of the event, not other side of the event, but the other side of the city.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
It's a long
it was a
walk
hike.
over there.
Yep.
And if your camp is the other direction and you need more water or you need a place to sit down or something like that, you're just gonna go back to camp.
Oh, totally.
So I think this worked really well. It was really interesting to see it in play.
Awesome. We still had some amazing vendors this year.
Absolutely.
Bartertown was still fully loaded with
Dinky
all sorts of
Dive.
stuff. Yeah. The Texas barbecue was back.
Texas barbecue
I
was
saw
back.
I saw a slushy cart.
Yes,
There was
good.
enough slushies.
Good.
And it was great because during teardown yesterday, I was walking to get my car and they were just trying to empty the machine. So like, you want some free slushies? And I was like, I'll take one. I took one
Yes.
on the way out, and on the way back, I was like, if you're just trying to get rid of it, I'll take a few more. I took 3 in my other hand.
Good.
I came back to the Duke's camp and I just handed them out. I was like, share these guys.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So good.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So that was great. Who else was here? We had a ton of costume vendors, which is always awesome because
lots
that's
of
where
costume vendors.
great way to like up your costume when you get here.
Robert Harbin is one of the guys there in Bartertown. Gosh, who else?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm blanking hard on this
Right?
one.
This is tough.
Yeah.
I need a freaking map in front of me.
Yeah.
If only I had one. I've got so many.
I just saw one in here, too.
But yeah, I've been trying to shout out as many things as I can, but if we're missing you, please know that you guys were still such a big part of this festival. It was my favorite Wasteland.
Yeah.
It seriously was. I got to put down camera. I got to walk around.
I'm so happy
I
for
got
you,
to
man.
Wasteland as a verb. It was great.
This was the year of Wastelanding for you.
It was. It
Yeah.
truly was. And then I almost forgot this. Blowhard made me part of his bounty hunt.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So in order to take out Blowhard, you had to go to 3 other people.
Yeah.
And do a mission for each person.
Yeah.
Mine was just a message retrieval. So I got a
Perfect.
message from Blowhard. I gave one back.
Yeah.
And 2 people made it to me. I was the last one. And then they had to go find Blowhard. And here's the great thing about it. In order to kill him, you had to knife fight him.
Yes.
He had 2 of
I
these,
saw those knife fights happening.
2 incredibly soft knives.
Yeah.
Right? With the tips
Yeah,
dulled
yeah.
down. So you couldn't hurt a child with this thing.
Yeah.
And then he would just ink the end. And he would literally knife fight you. And I'm pretty sure he lost both times.
Good. Oh my God, I love it.
Yep. Oh, so good. Yeah, I love that guy. And he came and did a
That's
shanty on the
clever.
USO stage too.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, and more Duke's news. We did induct Hot Shot.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations, Hotshot.
Yeah, she was a great war chief. It was super. We inducted her on Tuesday night before the event started. It was
Yeah.
kind of just for us and a few
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Main
yeah.
Street tribes. But we roasted her.
Good.
It was so fun.
Good.
Yeah. So that was good. Anyway,
Yeah.
Wasteland.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it hard. We did it too hard. And then we kept going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm ready to go cry in a shower. Just gonna lay down and cry.
Well, yeah, get it all out because we got to shoot your music video in like an hour.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we got to go decorate this thing.
Yeah, we have to move that piano.
I know. Find some ashes.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. I was listening to the song earlier. I got my shot list. I'm ready to go.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's going to be great.
This is gonna be fun.
All right. We're going to go shoot. What's the song called?
No children.
We're going to go shoot the music video for No Children right now.
Yeah.
This will be out really soon, guys. So keep an eye on it.
With how fast you move, I can guarantee you,
It's gonna be quick.
You're probably gonna be done before
It's
I get
going to
home.
be quick. I mean, it's going to be pretty simple, but it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
Guys, keep paying attention to the Apocalypse Post. We love you all. Tim will, of course, be back again real soon.
I mean,
actually
you can't get rid of me.
Yeah, you're going to be on for Wastelander stories. I mean, we just shared most of our stories.
Yeah,
right now,
we did.
but
I
know we just scratched the surface. So
I'm sure there's another story I can scrounge up. Yeah, somewhere.
Also, for you guys listening, I talked to a lot of you about coming on the show. If you've got a story that you want to share, or you have an information, because we do a lot of different things with this show. We tell stories. We teach people how to wasteland. We talk about greater post-apocalypse pop culture. So if you want to come on the show, just send me a message at theapocpost@gmail.com, or jump on Facebook and send me a message at facebook.com/apocalypse post, and you can actually just send me a message and just tell me what you want to do, because even though I'm not inviting you specifically, I'm looking for things to talk about and people to come and hang out with.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 episodes in a row featuring
Yeah.
the false prophet. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, no.
They definitely don't want a third one.
Do you want to lose viewers and listeners? This is how you do it.
You're amazing. I love you so
I
much.
love you, man.
Oh, geez.
This has been fantastic. I also got to see you so much this year. It was
know.
great.
So
Every
good.
time I turned around, you were there, and I was super excited.
So good.
Also, I gave you a coin.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, do
Yeah,
you want to tell them what that's all about?
Do we want to tell it now?
No,
I got
no,
one.
let's
I
tell
got-
it later. Let's tell it later.
Okay.
Next time, Prophet Son, we'll tell this story.
Or we can just wait till you turn it in. Then we can tell the whole story.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because
That's good.
you do. I mean, you don't have to return it, but you can, and that'll add to the story.
That ceremony was absolutely beautiful.
Hey, I love you, man.
I love you too. All right, guys. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Apocalypse Postcast. I'm Makeshift. That's Tim Cottage, the false prophet.
That's me.
Make sure you check out Attack, AHTCK.
Yeah.
Attack.com. Attack on Facebook.
Yeah,
check out their YouTube.
Facebook.com/attack, Instagram.com/attack, YouTube.com/attack. It's
Yeah.
all attack, AHTCK.
Yeah, and seriously, amazing music.
Dude, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We had a great show. It was fucking rad.
All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this episode and my newfound Dave DeVore voice,
Choice.
make sure you share this episode with your friends. If you hated it, share it with your enemies with a chained up crow relic with bloody ink spots on it.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time, survivors. Stay alive.
End days.
Hey survivors, Makeshift here to remind you that the Apocalypse Post is brought to you in no small way by our Patreon supporters. Join the ranks for early access and exclusive content with support levels now named for fancy Fallout-ridden factions like the $2 per creation Drifter or the $7 Wastelander. Knowing you've got my back has helped me dedicate more time to this channel, spreading love of the post-apocalypse and less time on stupid real-world stuff. Sign up right now at patreon.com/theapocalypsepost.